Hey everyone, welcome back to Codezilla. Today we are again back with another problem solving question. So today's question will be on LeetCode, and I think today is the day 29 of our level up series. So now let's get into the question and see what we have to do and what of solution we can find for this. So this is the problem statement, remove element. Uh, so let's take this question to our OneNote and try to like analyze the question and try to figure out like what we have to find out in Excel. This is the screenshot. Now let's get started. So question is to remove elements and remove element. So from here what we can get. So it might be like in the problem statement it is written although we will be given an integer array. So it will be like a array will be given to us, and what we have to do is we have to iterate in this array, and there will be a value which will be given to us. It may be a target, and what we have to do, we have to remove this element, or we can say whenever we get this element, we have to take it to somewhere. Okay, we can just analyze that, and we have to just remove that element, whatever they have given, and after that we have to return the length of it. So if I have to break down the question, it will be like array will be given to us with certain values, and there is a value named as just suppose as k. So we have to figure out, or we have to, whenever we found a value k, we have to remove that and place it somewhere. And what we have to do is, here you can see that given an integer array num and integer value, remove all the occurrences of val, means of the value whatever they have given in the num, and it should be done in place. Now, what do I mean by in place only? Like while iterating only once, we have to do it in that specific area only, not in like making a different area and then working on it. So we have to basically modify array, then return the k, or we can say return the size of new possible element. Uh, so what sort of approach we can follow on? Now there are specific steps, and I don't consider this question to be way much clearer, because if you go into the further, like if you scroll something down, you will get a lot of things like what we have to do, sort the first k elements of nums and all those things. And in this section even also you will not able to understand it on the first instance, like everything is happening here and there. They are saying, okay, whatever value we gave to remove, just filter out those elements and place underscore at place of them. But still, if you can figure out the question and the function which is given to us, it is to return an int. So int which we have to return is just like the number of elements which are different from that value. Now, what we can do, if we just think about just to find the solution, what we can do, we can iterate in the array. Like array will be given to us, and what we can do, we can iterate in this array, and then whenever we found the element k, or the target element, which we can say, just suppose it is here, we will increase our count and then make it like increase our count, and we will iterate once in the loop, and after that whatever will be the size of array dot size, then we will just subtract this count, then we will get the number of elements which are different from that specific number val, and we will get our result. But is this the correct way? I could say of course or not, because if you have to give the solution in front of an interviewer, he will say you, okay, there is something written here in place. So you have to actually change the value. So what sort of approach we can follow on in which it will be a bit more like good for our time complexity and space complexity also. So what we can do, we have to do in place things. Now what if I place a pointer, what if I place a pointer like int j, and it will be 0 initially. Then I will start iterating in the for loop which I have from starting till the end. And what I will do, whenever I will encounter a number which is not equals to that specific number, it means whenever I will encounter a number, like if I encounter a number like in this array, while iterating I encounter a number which is not equals to the value, then I will place it. at jth index only. So it will be like placing it at ARR of j, and so ARR of j equals to ARR of I, and then increasing our j, and then increasing our j. So what sort of thing we will be finding out from here? So it will be like whenever we encounter any of the numbers which are not equal to that specific value or specific k element which we have to filter out, we will place it in the beginning. We will start placing it in the beginning. And in the case, just suppose the k element is here at index 2, and while iterating, it will not enter into the if condition because it is equal to the well. So now what will happen? Our j will not get increased, means our j pointer will still get stuck here. And what we will be doing is we will be then proceeding off with our I pointer, because I pointer will be going on, j pointer will be standing there, and whenever we found any other number, like just suppose if this number is also k, this number is also k, and this number which we have got is not k, it is just like 6 or whatever number x, then we will take this number. J will be still standing at the position where we have to put any other number than k. Then we put this x, place it here, and complete our work. So after arranging it, it will look like if we have till here, it will be look like A, B, C, and then K, K. It might look like that. But what the thing is, the J pointer will be giving us the length of it, and length of it, or we can say the unique elements or the elements other than our the value or the K value which we have to filter in. So that's all about the approach. Bit of like clustered here and there, but let's code it and let's try to understand from there. So now let's go to the lead code and then getting into the problem statement. And like in the problem statement, I never want to just give you the answer or just pass the test cases. The main motto is to understand a bit more. Like problem statement will be in front of you, but interviewer might can modify these because these problems are available on lead code. But if you are sitting for a company interview, they might modify this problem and say, okay, print me all the values other than that k value. In that case, what we will be doing. That is the thing. Now let's get into the problem statement. As I have told, firstly a j pointer will be there, which will be pointing towards 0, and then in the beginning only. Then we will have a for loop, which will be iterating from I equals to 0, going till the nums dot size, and then we will be just doing I plus plus. Just simple. Now if the problem statement which I have told you, in that if I add this condition, just this condition, if just I have to pass the test cases, then I will write this if our num ith index will be equal to well, then make this j plus plus, and then else in the end I will return, what I have to return is nums dot size minus j. Okay, now let's see if it works. Oh, I think yes, it will not work. It will give us expected output is 2. Here I have to give -1 also. Okay, but yeah, there is another thing. There is another thing. There is another twist in the tail that I was talking about. Now the thing is, in the output, like into the return statement, if I will just go here. So what we have to do is, this question is bit of like, let me solve it in CPP online compiler. Yeah. Also, like I am also solving this question for the first time, so I didn't knew about every single thing, like what all are the things which we have to figure out. I just go search for a question and then place it in front of you so that we both can relate with each other using name, space. Sorry, wait a second. Let's just figure out if our environment is working fine, completely fine. Now, if we have a int a, if we take an input in a, which will be the size, creating an array of size a, making a for loop from int I equals to 0 till I less than a, then doing I plus plus, and then just writing arr of I, or we have to take the input. The sin of arr of I is what we have. Now let's go here. Let's write a for loop from int I equals to 0, or we can, yeah, I equals to 0, it's I less than a, then I plus plus, and see out the arr ith element just to print the value, print the array, I can say in simple words. This is our code. Now let's run this. Length is 5, just goes 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, we got it printed. Now let's have a value k, which will be our target element in k. Now let's do the things which I was talking about. Now if I make a pointer j, int j, and it should also point towards 0 in the beginning, and then I will write a for loop from int I equals to 0, going till our a, and then doing I plus, okay, I plus plus, and then writing the conditions which I have written here, which is to just like taking the count and then working on it. No, the count is the approach which I have solved, which I have tried to solve it with the lead code. Like if we just have to return the sum, but what happens is in lead code, what they are checking along with the run, like here int is the thing which we have to return off, but along with that vector int and nums, and means like passing the reference. So it means like they are passing the reference. So they will check in the nums if that much elements which we are returning are equal, or is from those numbers values being removed or not. So now let's get into the problem online. Yeah, CPP compiler here. Now let's write the conditions. If I got a number in the array, if I got a number in the array which is equals to our k, or equals to the target element which we have to remove, in that case, what we have to write? In that case, I will be writing, I will be writing like, okay, arr of j should be equal to arr of I, and then just increasing the j, just this much condition which I have to write. Now we are actually ready for our code to run. Now let's see if it works or not. Entering 5 again, 2, 3, 6, 7, and 2 again, and the target element is 2. Okay, so what you can see right here is uh, like we have just printed out our array which we have got. Now let's get into the question and then try to implement the same thing. Because what happens, we can't see what is happening right here in the lead code, in the behind section. Like that's why they have given so many details here, like what they will be doing and how they will be solving it off. Now let's get into the problem. Here we are. Uh, Instead of doing this thing, now we'll be implementing our actual code. So why not to take it from the online compiler only, where we have already written it? Okay, so copy this. Okay, my bad. Paste it here. Writing the if condition, if our ARR, so there is no ARR actually. If our nums dot I is not equals to, here only I have to add not equals to, sorry, not equals to, then let's run this again. And it's like same implementation is here, but the thing is, or the difference is, I have to write nums here, and instead of k there is a val which is written. Otherwise everything will be working same, and here I have to return j, because j will be the count of all the elements. So again entering 5, 3, 4, 2, 6, and 2. Okay, so we have got the output. So these are the things which I want to tell you in the background only. Like what will be happening there is, or I can, like, let's print one more thing. Cout j equals to j. Now let's run this again. Now let's enter the value again. 5, 2, 3, 5, 7, 2. It got ruined because in the online CPP compiler and program C, we have to take care of the spaces also. 5, 3, 2, 6, 2. Okay, and J is 3. So it will be running till that much only. Now let's get into the problem statement which we have. Now what do you think? Will it work or will it not? Now let's run this and then see what will we get. It got accepted. So what we did, so here also you can see that there is a certain change in the order, and why I like went into this online CPP compiler just to show you like how the input will be taken and how they will be running. So they will be running it less than j in actual. In LeetCode it will be running till, okay, so not here it will be running, it will be running, yeah, while printing it or while checking it, they will check the number which you have returned, the j which we are returning. They will again iterate in the loop and then try to figure out. Like now, if I will add number 6 to 7 to, so you can see that 467 is the number which we are getting. And if I will, if I can write this thing, like, let me copy this, let me copy this whole piece of code, go to my OneNote and paste it here. So yeah, what we are getting is, so first of all, I was giving input of 5 numbers. So 5 numbers are 2, 4, 6, 2, 7, and 2 is the target element. 5 is the input which I am giving to tell it like how much bigger array I want. These are the numbers. Now, what our target element was 2, so I made in place changes. Means I made whenever I get the 4, I, I, I I got 2, which I doesn't want, which will not enter in the if condition. So it will not enter. Then 4, it will be printed here. 6, okay, come. 2, no. 7 here, and then there is other things. So that's how the code will be actually working off. It will be telling us all the numbers which doesn't include that key or with that well. Now let's submit this code into our LeetCode and see if it works there also or not. Yeah, so it works absolutely fine. Like perfectly, like we are iterating once into this, so big of n will be the time complexity. So that's all for the video. Like this video is not, or we can say this lecture is not for like very high level of learning new thing, but the conceptual thing, like how we have to do the in place changes in our array. So that's all. I hope you liked it. I hope you will also solve this problem statement. I will paste the link of this problem statement into description. There you can go and check out. Let's click on the time complexity. Also click it. P of n will be the time complexity. So that's all. Thanks for watching.